Good morning. Today I went outside and I enjoyed the sunshine for a little bit and had a delicious cup of coffee. And the birds were singing and some of my neighbors were walking by. It was just nice to be outside and enjoy um, being outside. There's a few things that I've discovered during this COVID 19, and one is I need to wear a hat at all times. I have what you call the corona stripe. I think that's what Sarah calls it. I realize that I'm not blonde and I have gray hair. And I'm being very serious about that. I did not know that I was no longer blonde and that I had gray hair. The reason for donning a hat every single day. I also realize that I'm part of the vulnerable. I do not feel like I'm vulnerable. I feel like I'm 40 years old until I go outside and work all day. And then I realize maybe I'm not 40. But my mind still tells me that I am. One of the things that I realized during this time also is that I need a soul satisfying purpose. And my job was that for me. Not that my family, because my family is my everything. And there isn't anything that I wouldn't do for them. But there was something missing within me, and it was causing me to feel anxious or depressed or whatever. And it's a soul satisfying purpose. And my job was that for me. I could go there and I could minister to people at my workplace. I prayed with people in my office. The kids that were the vulnerable at school are the ones that I loved on and made them feel special and made them feel important and made them feel loved. So I had to think, what is it that I can do? I have had things done for me that have satisfied my soul and my heart. But what can I do? And I've made some deliveries of food to my mom. I've baked and taken them to my grandchildren and left them on the porch. I've made a couple of gift deliveries, but I don't know. It just wasn't. It just wasn't what my soul was looking for. And so I started thinking, and I want you to understand that I am a prayer, but my prayers were for my husband, for my kids, for my grandkids, for myself. If someone asked me to pray, I would pray. But I've realized that during this time that there are people who are very vulnerable and they're not 65 and over that need my prayers. I think about Gary and Linda York being separated, and that breaks my heart. I think about Don Hill and the loss of his wife, and that breaks my heart. And what can I do for them? There's not much that I can do, but I can pray. And so my heart has learned to pray for others that I normally probably wouldn't have prayed for. I think about my friend Sarah Masternardi, whose son was in a terrible hockey accident, and the fear and the anxiety, and he was paralyzed. And he's in a wheelchair all the time. And I think about the fear and the anxiety that she must have dealing with this. And so I pray for her that God would comfort her and that he would sustain her and that he would keep Anthony safe. I think about my husband who is home every day, all the time, with no place to go every single day. This is his reality. And so I think about, as Pastor John and Pastor Laren talked about this week, is loving like Jesus. And sometimes physically, we can't love like Jesus because right now we're in the COVID-19 quarantine and there's nothing we can do. But I can pray. I can pray. I can pray for Linda and Gary. I can pray for Sarah and Anthony. I can pray for Don Hill. I can pray for our front line workers who are going to work every day and putting themselves at risk. I can pray for our teachers who are struggling to love on their kids and to educate their kids through Schoolology or Google, whatever. I can pray for those things. And so through this, I've learned to pray for things other than what touch my life. And for many of you, that may be what you have been doing all of your life. But that is what I've been taught through this whole thing. So my heart's desire is, my prayer every morning is, God, I want to see you. God, I want to hear you. God, I want to know you so that I can follow hard after you. I can't, but I know the one that can. So go out and love somebody today in the best way that you know how. Staying home, if that's what you need to do, stay home. But you can pray for somebody. You can jot a note. You can send a text. Whatever it is, reach out and touch somebody and show them God's love today. All right. Have a great day.